So let's put together a device to clean the printhead. It's actually two parts. One is where we attach the capping to a pump and a waste ink bottle. And the other is where we attach a couple of hoses to a printhead and then to some flush. Let's start with the capping. So I'm going to take some of the 3mm inch hose and cut off two pieces of somewhere between 1 and 2 inch. Should be the same length. And then I'm going to use a Y connector from 3 to 3mm or 3 to 4. Here's one. Just push it in here. Need some pressure to get it in, but it's not too bad, actually. So that's what I'm going to connect to the bottom of the cap. It's mainly because the cap has 2 holes and we need to connect our pump here. So next is to connect the cap with the pump. Depending on which pump we have, it's always the same hose. Here's 4mm and here's only 3mm, so we need an adapter. So first I take some 3mm hose and connect it with our Y adapter. Like that. And then I take a 3 to 4 adapter . Has a thinner end and a thicker one. The thinner one goes into the 3mm hose. Like that. Sorry if it's not in the camera view. Like that. And then 4mm hose. So with our 4mm hose, we want to connect 3 things. One is this part. You can make the 3mm hose longer than the pump and our waste ink tank. It depends a little bit on you how you want to do that. You have roughly 1/2 meter of that 4mm hose, so yeah, really up to you. Maybe you can attach the pump here so you can figure out how much hose you need there. And like that. So you cut the 4mm hose accordingly. So now it's put all together. 4mm hose here. Then your pump is gonna have arrows. One is in and one is out. Obviously from the damper, from the capping, you want to go in like that, and here you want to get out and then to your ink tank. Now to get to your ink tank, I would suggest you make just a little hole into the cap here and do it like that. So that's the first part. The only thing you need then is a power supply to connect that to the pump. I'm going to show an option later. So the other part is that you're going to connect to your printhead. So first of all, we take some of our 3mm pipe and put that on a Y connector, and then figure out how we want to connect that to the printhead, maybe like that. So just for figuring it out, I just put it on this printhead here. If you want to make it that short, is up to you. Maybe you prefer actually a longer piece. Now we do that 2 more times to get the other 4 connected, and then afterwards we have to connect all that together in one hose. So this would be the first step. And now we are doing the second step, just showing you in detail how to get the hose on it. Just press, push it. So now we just have to connect these 2. Sometimes the hose needs to be cut off because it's a little bit rubbery, and if it's too tight, I'm not gonna go over the pipe inside. Okay, so now it's time to connect the long hose that will go to our UV flush bottle. So I guess we're gonna want to make that a little bit longer, so we can put the bottle in a convenient place when we use it later. So that's it. So this is how our entire assembly looks like. That is our ink pump. This one has 7 watts. There's also one available with only 3 watts. It depends a little bit on what kind of power supply you're taking. If you have a high voltage power supply like 24 volts or 18 volts, then you probably be okay with 3 watts. If you have a lower one with just 12, for example, you should go for the stronger one, for the 7 watt pump. And here is where we connect to our print head. Now it's already connected to the print head, so to say. Usually it would look like this. And then when you use it, you just connect it to the print head like that. And as I said before, depending on where you want to clean your printhead, if you take it out or if you leave it in the printer, you might want to make these a little bit longer. So here now is a version for a wall printer. This is essentially only the part with the cap. We have a cap, 2 hoses, go to a connector to go to 4 millimeters. Go to the pump, and the pump is connected with a waste bottle. And as a power supply, this is like the best version you could probably get, is a power supply that can output from 9 volts to 24 and more. And you can adjust it. You can get that on eBay or something like, or Amazon. Just a word in terms of wiring. It's pretty forward. You have plus and minus. Red is usually plus. And you connect that accordingly. But you have to be careful. These cable here, they don't like the ink. The ink would just eat into the cable, and then you have blank cover. It's not dangerous on this part because it's just low voltage, but it's something you don't want. And on the other end of the power supply just goes to your mains. As an additional option, we have these hose clamps This way you can control which ink channel would get washed and which one would just be disconnected, stopped, like that. You can order these as an additional option. So for the whole set, there are now like two main applications. One is just to pump ink through the printhead. So like, for example, if you prime the printhead and you fill a new ink, so you can fill it up and you just put the cap under the printhead and it would suck ink through it and into the waste ink bottle. And the other is together with flush and the connection to the printhead, where you can wash the printhead even without taking it out of the printer. So, well, let me know what you think, and I look forward to hearing from you.